YouTube link. Children, today you are going to learn fourth chapter, lines and angles. Yesterday I have explained three definitions: point, line, segment, and ray also I explained in the last class. Now we'll continue. Once again we will revise that last class definition. Next we will go to today new definitions, children. First I'll explain the definition, children. In lines and angles definition, in lines and angle chapter, first definition, point. Already I explained in the last class. Point, which gives idea about point? You know, dot gives an idea about point. We'll use a dot to separate the rupees and pies, and we'll use the dot at the end of a sentence. So point, which gives idea about point. First definition, dot gives an idea about point. Then which letter we'll use to name the points? We'll use the capital letter, children. Already explained. In the last class, we must use only capital letters A to Z. Any letter you can use, but you should use capital letter. Here, you can mark so many points, unlimited number of points. So, to separate points, you name by using capital letter. Now, this point, I will name it as capital letter A. This point, I will name it as B. This point, Q. This point I will name it as capital letter X. Here only you should use a capital letter to name the points, children. A to Z, any letters. So which gives idea about point? Dot gives an idea about point. Next definition, line. When you draw line, you must use scale pencil, children. You must use scale pencil. Here you see this. You see this figure here. I used arrow mark at both the end. So you can extend. Why I used arrow mark? You can extend the line in both the direction. When you are drawing line, you must use your scale pencil, children. Here you can extend in two directions. So no starting point. You can extend in this direction and in the opposite direction also you can extend. So no starting point, no ending point in the line. So we must use arrow mark at both the ends, children. So line has no end points and it extend indefinitely in both the direction. In both the direction. Now I will write the definition. A line has no end points it extends indefinitely in both the directions. In both the direction, in two direction you can extend the line, children. Now here how many lines can you draw on the line? You can draw unlimited number of lines. Point also you can mark unlimited number of points on the board. You can draw unlimited number of lines on the blackboard, children. So to separate the some lines you can name by using capital letter. You have to mark 2 points on the line and you have to name it. Here I will mark the point A and here I will mark another point B. You can mark unlimited number of points on the line. Unlimited dots, unlimited number of points you can mark on the line. Here to name the line, here I mark the point A and B. So now how do we name the line? By marking 2 points on the line. AB line or BA line, children. How do we name the line? By marking 2 points on the line. You have to mark 2 points on the line and you have to name. You have to use capital letter, children. Here I mark the point A and B. So how do we name this line? AB line or BA line. Now I will draw another line. Here when you are drawing the line you must use arrow mark, children. Here see, here I am using arrow mark. Why? Why should I use arrow mark at both the ends? Because you can extend the line in 2 directions. So you must use arrow mark. And now how do we name this line? How do we name this? How do we name the line? By marking 2 points on the line, children. Here I will mark the point P, another point I will mark here Q. P and Q are lying on the second line. Now how do we name this line? By using these 2 points PQ line, or you must use the symbol, line symbol, children, QP line. PQ line or QP line, children. First line AB line or BA line. Second line PQ line or QP line. Now next definition. Line segment. What is line segment? Here you see this figure. How do we draw the line segment? See this figure. Don't use arrow mark at both the ends, children, because here you are having starting point and ending point. You are having starting point and ending point, children. So don't use arrow mark at both the ends. Only when you are drawing the line you must use arrow mark. Sorry. Now starting point I will name it as, here it is starting point. This starting point I will name it as X, capital letter X. Starting point. This is starting point of this line segment. I will use the capital letter X. Now ending point. Here you see the ending point. I will name it as Y. Now how do we name this line segment? Because you can draw unlimited number of line segment on the board. Now how do we name the line segment? Here starting point is there, ending point is there. So use the starting point and ending point, XY line segment or YX line segment. XY line segment or YX line segment. Now I will use another I will draw the another line segment. Here don't use arrow mark. Here this is starting point of this line segment. It is ending point of the line segment. Now I'll use the letter P. Starting point. Here this is starting point. I'll use the letter P. To name the starting point, I'll use the letter P. Now ending point is here. This ending point. Here I'll name it as Q. Now how do we name this line segment? PQ line segment or QP line segment. PQ line segment or QP line segment. So when you are drawing line segment, you should not use arrow mark, children, because in line segment we will have the starting point and ending point. You see the first line segment, starting point X, ending point is Y. Second line segment, starting point P, ending point is Q. So don't use arrow mark when you are drawing the line segment. When you are drawing the margin in your notebook, you won't use arrow mark, children, in your notebook when you are drawing the margin in your notebook. So don't use arrow mark when you are drawing the line segment. When you draw the line, you must use arrow mark. So here line segment has two endpoints. How many endpoints? Two endpoints. Line segment has two endpoints. Now next definition. Next definition, ray. Ray, what is ray? We get the light ray. We get light ray from sun. So sun is the starting point, children. Now you see the figure. When you are drawing the ray, you must use one side arrow mark, because in ray we will have the starting point. We have the starting point. You see this figure? It is starting point. Here it is starting point of this ray. Here another side I used here arrow mark. Why? Why I used arrow mark? Can you stop the light ray? We cannot stop the light ray. It will go under the earth also, children, from the sun. So it is starting point, initial point. Starting point or initial point of the ray. Here this side I used arrow mark. So you can extend the ray in one direction only, children. So a ray has only one endpoint. A ray has only one endpoint. Now I will name it as O. Starting point I will name it as O. Here I will mark the point, another point A. You can draw unlimited number of points on the ray, but I am marking here A, the point A on the ray. A is lying on the ray. The point A is lying on the ray. O is starting point of the ray or initial point of the ray. Now how do we name the ray? You have to use the starting point first, children, because in this ray, which is starting point, when you are naming the ray, you should use the initial point first. So which is starting point, which is initial point? O is the initial point. So you should use first letter O. Don't use A. A is lying on the ray. It is not a initial point. A is lying on the ray. Which is initial point? That you should write in the first place, children. First you write initial point O. Next A is lying on the ray. So OA ray. OA ray cannot be written as AO ray. If you write as AO ray, A will become the initial point. But here which is initial point of the ray? O is the initial point. So A cannot be initial point of this ray, children. A is lying on the ray. So OA ray cannot be written as AO ray, children. So it is very important point, children. When you are naming the ray, first you should use the initial point. OA ray cannot be written as A O ray. OA ray cannot be written as AO ray. Now I will draw another ray. Here when you are drawing the ray, you must use arrow mark one side, another side don't use arrow mark, children. Now here it is starting point. You see the second ray, it is starting point of the ray. So I will name it as P. Here another point, I will name here Q. P, Q. P is the starting point or initial point of the ray. Q is lying on the ray. You can draw, you can mark unlimited number of points. So many points are lying on the ray, but you should mark only one point on the ray to name the ray. Here P is the initial point, Q is lying on the ray. How do we name this ray? First you should use initial point of the ray. Which is initial point? P. So first you use the initial point P. Next the point which is lying on the ray. Q is lying on the ray. So PQ ray. The above ray is denoted by PQ ray. This PQ ray cannot be written as QP ray. Already I explained in the first ray, children, why we should not write QP ray. Because if you write QP ray, if you denote as QP ray, Q will become the starting point of the ray. But Q is lying on the ray. Which is the initial point? P is initial point of the ray. So PQ ray. How do we name the second ray? PQ ray. PQ ray cannot be written as QP ray, children. So now I will write the definition. How many endpoints are there in the ray? Only one endpoint. So a ray has only one endpoint. Only one endpoint. So you can extend in one direction, only this direction. Here, this side you cannot extend. Here no arrow mark, children, only one side arrow mark. So you can extend in one direction. So it extends indefinitely in one direction. Then only one direction only. Now we will go to next definition. So you have learned the definition: point, line segment and ray, children. Now next definition. Already in 5th class, 6th class you learned about the angle. In 6th class you learned about angle, children. When you open the door, angles are formed at the corner. When you open the textbook, angles are formed at the corner of the textbook. Here in between two fingers also angle is formed. When you open the scissor, here angle is formed. Then in the corner you can see the right angle. You learned the types of angles also, children, in the last class. So now first I will explain the angle definition. In the surrounding you can see angle figure. When you open the textbook, angles are formed at the corner. When you open the scissor, angles are formed. And in between two fingers also angles are formed. In between scissors. Next, any more example you can find out in your home, children. Now angle definition. What is angle? Here first I will draw the figure. You see the angle figure, children. Here you see this figure. In the last class also I explained about angle. Here you see this figure. How many rays are there? two rays are there. It is the first ray, it is the second ray. Here you see, here is two rays are there. See this ray, this first ray, second ray. Now both the rays are having same initial point, which is the starting point or initial point of the first ray. This is the initial point of the first ray, and it is second ray, which is the initial point of the second ray, the same point. Here the two different rays are having same starting point, same initial point. So angle is formed at this corner. Here I will name this starting point. Both are having same common initial point. This common initial point I will name it as O. Now on this first ray I will mark the point A, and on the second ray I will mark the point B. Now here you know how to name the ray. Just now I explained, children, how do we name the ray. First ray, first you should see which is the starting point of the ray. O is starting point of the ray and A is lying on the ray. So how do we name it as OA ray. Second ray, OB ray. Second ray, OB ray. By the union of OA ray and OB ray, angle is formed at this corner. Here at which point? Which corner here? Here you see the starting point, common initial point. Here angle is formed at this corner. So O is the common initial point. O is called vertex of the angle. The common initial point of both the rays is called vertex of the angle. O is vertex of the angle, and OA ray and OB ray both are arms or sides of the angle. Now I will write the definition, children. Next I will write about vertex and angles. And how do we name the angle also I will explain. So what is the definition? Angle is formed by how many different rays having the same initial point? Two different rays. Angle is formed by two different rays having the same initial point. So angle definition. Angle is the union of how many different rays? Angle is the union of two different rays. Two different rays having the same initial point. Angle is the union of two different rays having the same initial point. Now in the figure, in the above angle, which is vertex of the angle, just now I explained. O is initial point of OB ray and OA ray. Both are having same initial point. So OA is called vertex. O is vertex of the angle. Which is called vertex, children? O is called vertex of the angle, and which are arms or sides? The two different rays, OA ray and OB ray. Both are arms or sides of the angle. Are called arms. Arms are sides. Both are called arms or sides of the angle. So O is called vertex. The common initial point of the two different rays is called vertex, and these two rays are called arms or sides of the angle. Now how do we name the angle? You know how to name the point by using capital letter. How do we name the line also? You know. You have to mark the 2 points by using capital letters, children. Now how do we name the line segment? You have to name the starting point and the ending point. By marking starting point and ending point, you can name the line segment. Next, how do we name the ray? You have to name the initial point or starting point of the ray, and one more point you have to mark on the ray. Next, angle. How do we name the angle? Now here, which is vertex of the angle? O is vertex of the angle. So O should be in the middle, children. A and B are lying on the ray. A is lying on the first ray, B is lying on the second ray. So O should be in the middle. So how do we name the angle? The above angle denoted by using three letters. O should be in the middle, children. So A, O, B or B, O, A. O should be in the middle. O should be in the middle, children. Now we'll learn the types of angle. Types of angles. These types of angles you learned in 5th class also, children. Now first I'll draw the figure. Here you see this figure. Here in this figure, two rays are there. In this here, these two rays are having the same initial point. So here I'll name it as A. A is the initial point of two different rays. A is the initial point of this ray and A is the initial point of the second ray also, children. Now, so both are having same initial point. So angle is formed at this corner. Now here I'll mark the point, one more point B. Here I'll mark the point C. Now B and C, B is lying on this ray and C is lying on this ray. Now how do we name the angle? Already you know, A is vertex of the angle. A is common initial point of two rays. A is the initial point of two rays. So A should be in the middle. So BAC or CAB. Now by using protractor, you can measure the angle. You know how to use it to measure the angle. By using protractor, you can measure the angle. Here you see, and also here these two rays are making L shape. These two rays are making L shape. These two rays are making L shape, children. Once again, I will write here types of angles. Types of angles. Once again, I will draw the figure. Here both the rays are having same initial point. I will name it as here A. And here I will mark the point B. B is lying on this ray. And here I will mark the point C. B is lying on this ray and C is lying on the second ray. A is here common initial point. So here both the rays are having same initial point. So angle is formed at this corner. Here I named here A letter. Here A is common initial point of two rays. So A is vertex of the angle. And you know how to name the angle? BAC or CAB. A, vertex of the angle should be in the middle using three letters. How do we name the angle? Using three letters. BAC or CAB. Now here both the rays are making here L shape. Here you see L shape. So this angle is called right angle, children. First type, right angle. Already you have learned in 5th class also. So first one, right angle. When you measure by using protractor, you know how to use a protractor. In 6th class you learn how to measure the angle, children. But if you use a protractor to measure this angle, here you will get 90 degree because making L shape, so 90 degree. Now I'll write the definition. So here when you measure this angle, here how many degrees? 90 degrees. So an angle whose measure is 90 degrees is called right angle. Exactly 90 degree, children. Exactly 90 degree is called right angle. So what is the measure of right angle? 90 degree. An angle whose measure is 90 degree is called right angle. Exactly 90 degree. Now next type. See this figure. This AC ray, now I will draw the figure. AC ray, you fix it. This AB ray, here AB ray you can rotate, children. AC ray is fixed here, AC ray is fixed, and this AB ray you can rotate. Now here AB ray is making L shape with the AC ray. AB ray is making L shape with the AC ray. Now I will reduce this. I will draw another ray. You can rotate the ray. Here you see this ray, AB ray. Here you can rotate this. Now I reduced here. Here L shape not there. Here you see the second one. L shape is not there, children. Here this ray is fixed. AC ray is fixed. Here vertex of the angle A, both are having same vertex, same initial point. This ray is having same initial point and this ray also having same initial point. Here I will name it as A. AC ray is fixed. Now this AB ray, you see this AB ray? This AB ray, it is not making L shape with AC ray, children. This AB ray is not making L shape with AC ray. Now it is less than L shape, children, making less than L shape. Here angle is formed at this corner. Here this angle is called acute angle. It is, here you see, less than right angle. Less than right angle. You see this figure, it is less than L shape, less than right angle. So this is called acute angle. Here exactly 90 degree right angle, less than 90 degree acute angle, greater than 0 and less than 90 degree, children. If you measure by using protractor, you won't get exactly 90 degree. We will get less than 90 degree and greater than 0. So an angle whose measure is less than 90 degree and greater than 0 is called the acute angle. So I will write the definition now. Second one is acute angle. An angle whose measure is less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree. Is called acute angle. An angle whose measure is less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree is called acute angle, children. So if you measure by using protractor, you will get less than 90 degree. Here first, here I will write 50 degree. 50 degree. Suppose if I measure by using protractor, here I get 50 degree measure. 50 degree. So 50 degree is greater than 90 and greater than 0 degree and less than 90. So 50 degree. Measure of this angle is 50 degree. It is called acute angle. An angle whose measure is less than 90 degree and greater than 0 degree is called acute angle, children. So acute angle measure, once again I will write here. Below the figure I will write. Greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. So start from 1 degree. 1 degree, 15 degree, 23 degree, 49 degree, 57 degree, 60 degree, 75, 80, up to 89 degree, children. Up to 89, 1 degree. It start from 1 degree to 89 degree. 89 degree acute angle. Greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. Measures will be greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degree. These angles are called acute angle because these measures are greater than 0 and less than 90 degree. These angles are called acute angles. Now we will go to another type, children. First type, right angle. An angle whose measure is exactly 90 degrees called right angle. Second one, acute angle. An angle whose measure is greater than 0 degree and less than 90 degrees called acute angle. Now third one, children. Third one, obtuse angle. Obtuse angle. First I will draw the figure. First I will draw the figure. You see this angle here, these two rays are having same initial point. Here I will name it as A. Here AC ray is fixed. The first ray, AC ray is fixed. AB ray we are rotating. Here in the first, here right angle figure, AB ray making, this AB ray will make L shape. In the first right angle, in the first type, AB ray will make L shape with AC. In the second one, acute angle, AB ray, it is not making L shape, less than L shape. Now here you see this angle, this AB ray is not making L shape, it is making more than L shape, greater than L shape figure. This AB ray is making more than L shape figure with AC ray. So here you see A is the initial point of two different rays. Here angle is formed at this vertex A. This AC ray and AB ray are arms or sides of this angle. Here if you measure this angle using protractor, here you will get more than 90 degree, children, because it is more than here L shape, more than right angle figure. So it is greater than right angle figure, you will get greater than right angle. It is not making L shape, more than right angle. So if you measure by using protractor, you will get more than 90 degree. Here I will write here 120 degree. Suppose here 120 degree. Measure of this angle 120 degree. 120 is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. Greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree. So an angle whose measure is greater than 90 and less than 180 degree is called obtuse angle. So what is obtuse angle? An angle whose measure is greater than 90 degree and less than 180 degree is called obtuse angle. So we'll write this side. Okay. First one you should have this. I'm not able to write. So you learned about types of angle. First three types, children: right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle. Now next type, fourth one, straight angle. What is straight angle? First I will draw the figure. AC ray is fixed. AC ray is fixed here. Now this AB ray, AC ray is fixed. Now AB ray is rotating here. In the right angle, AB ray will make a L shape. AB ray make L shape with the AC lines, AC ray. In the second one, acute angle, AB ray, it makes less than L shape. AB ray make less than L shape. In the obtuse angle, AB ray, here it is not, here you see in the obtuse angle, in the last type, it makes greater than L shape. Now here this AB ray with AC ray, here you see it is opposite now. AC ray is here this side. Now AB ray is here in the opposite direction. Here you see, now if you measure by using protractor, here you will get 180 degree, children. 180 degree, exactly 180 degree. So this is called straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 degree, exactly 180 degree is called straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 degree is called a straight angle. An angle whose measure is 180 degree, exactly 180 degree is called straight angle. So in the straight angle, here AB ray is opposite of AC ray. AB ray is opposite of AC ray. Exactly 180 degree is called a straight angle, children. Now next type. Now fifth one, reflex angle. I will draw the figure. A is initial point of this ray. Here AC ray is fixed. Now I will draw another ray. Another ray, it is rotating, children. AC ray is fixed. This another ray is not fixed. It is rotating. We are rotating the AB ray. Here I will name it as B. Both AC ray and AB ray both are having same initial point, common initial point. Now AC ray is fixed. Now AB ray we are rotating in the straight angle. In the straight angle, AB ray is opposite of AC ray. Now here you see, now when we are rotating here, AC ray is fixed. Now AB ray is here. Now here angle is formed. Now it is increased from 180 degree. So more than 180 and less than 360 degree, children. More than 180 and less than 360 degree. So an angle whose measure is greater than 180 and less than 360 degree is called complete angle. Now I will write the definition here. If you measure by using protractor 300 degree, measure of this angle here 300 degree. An angle whose measure is greater than 180 degree and less than 360 degree is called reflex angle. More than 180 degree and less than 360 degree is called reflex angle. So I will write some measures here. Reflex angle measures. So it starts from 181 degree, 181 onwards. More than 180 and less than 360. 181, 190, 95, 200, 257, 300, 310, 359, up to 359, children. More than 180 and less than 360. More than 180 and less than 360. So these angles are reflex angle. These angles are called reflex angles. Now it is the last type, children. See this figure. A is the initial point. Here AC ray is fixed, already you know. AC ray is fixed. Here AB ray in the right angle it makes L shape. In the acute angle AB ray makes less than L shape. In the obtuse angle AB ray makes greater than L shape. And in the straight angle AB ray is opposite of AC ray. In straight angle, in reflex angle, here you see this side. Just now I explained. Now this AB ray completed one round. So AB ray and AC ray coincide with each other, children. Coincide with each other. AC ray. Now AB ray and AC ray coincide with each other. So here AB ray completed one round. So here if you measure by using protractor 360 degree. So exactly 360 degree is called complete angle. Exactly 360 degree is called complete angle. An angle, sixth type, complete angle. Exactly 360 degree. is called complete angle. So now in this class you have learned some definition, children. Point, line, line segment, ray, and types of angles also you have learned. What is first type? Right angle, acute angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, reflex angle, complete angle. You have to learn this definition, children. These are basic. Without knowing this, you cannot understand. So learn the definitions and write in notebook. Thank you. God bless you.